Welcome to the Isle Chat podcast with me, Beth,
Josh,
and Ryan.
This podcast is all about exploring the big questions, the small moments, and everything in between.
Whether you're stuck at the shops, in traffic, or just looking for some inspiration, our chat is here to keep you engaged.
It's time to talk, connect, and find meaning in those everyday moments.
Welcome to the Isle Chat.
So before we get into this week's podcast, basically what we've been aware of is that we never mentioned about who we are behind this podcast. The funny thing about that is we're actually self-sponsoring it. And while we don't have any other sponsors in that place, unless you want to get involved, we thought it'd be a good time to actually introduce ourselves and what we do. So my name is Ryan and I run Roll and Stop Photography Shop, a photography business based out of Liverpool, but also go all over the UK.
I am Josh, one half of Memory Box Films with Beth. We are a wedding videography team based in the Northwest.
And the boss thing is about us, as well as the podcast, we do joint packages together. So if you haven't actually booked your photographers and videographers for 2025 and 2026 season, which does come around quicker than you think, definitely worth checking out both of our social pages and finding out a little bit more about who we are behind. Anything to add, Joshy?
Well done, Ryan.
There you go. Now into the podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 35 of the Isle Chat podcast with me, Josh.
And me, Ryan.
Oh, unfortunately we are missing my beloved partner. I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say then.
R.I.P.
Unfortunately, she couldn't make this podcast today.
That's not how these shows are going to start. By the way, I think you won't know, but we've pre-recorded the whole episode that we've just done and we've come back to do our little bit at the start because it's worth just saying how it is. And that's why we're in this like energetic state of mind. Oh, please don't ever do that again.
Do what?
That fucking intro. What messing. I can't say nothing. I'm here eating Aldi's finest protein pudding.
Do you know what I was actually going to bring for you? This is just off topic again because you just mentioned the Aldi's. What is it? Aldi what?
Protein pudding.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I'm saying pudding like that.
Pudding,
not pudding. Pudding.
I was actually going to bring you some Bertie Bott's jelly beans from the Harry Potter Studios.
Which?
Harry Potter, Bertie Bott's jelly beans.
Bertie Bott's.
That's the
Bertie Bassett.
No, Bertie Bott's. It's a Harry Potter brand.
Hang on a minute. Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Bertie Bassett's had changed to be all PC.
Oh no.
Everyone's woke these days.
Even Bertie.
Even Bertie.
But I was going to bring these jelly beans and each flavour's like snot and vomit and you've got to like eat it.
Oh, I should have brought them.
I know.
I wouldn't have ate them like on a new plan.
But I didn't want to waste them on you. You see, because you're not a Potter fan. I didn't want to give you the vomit flavour of jelly bean because it's wasted on you.
Oh well.
How
are you anyway?
I'm all good. How was your weekend?
It was like,
Well, do you know, since we last recorded, we've done a wedding together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got stuff in
Yeah, I'll talk. Caitlin and Jay's big day at Coleshill Hall.
Boss day.
Boss couple, by the way. And Caitlin was a listener of the podcast.
She was.
And hopefully she listens to this one because we're going to talk all about your big day.
Heavily. So it was your first one back, wasn't it?
Yeah, my first
Which we mentioned in the podcast that it was coming up, and now it's actually past tense.
Yeah.
So how did you feel?
Do you know what? And I said this on the previous podcast. It was first game of the seasons for me. So it was like I was going out. Not that I don't do this at every wedding, but I was definitely going out to try new things and flex a little bit. Show what
Flex. No.
Show everyone what I'm about. No, it was definitely just trying new things and being as creative as always. But again, I love Coleshill Hall and I've shot there loads of times.
It's
and I feel like when I'm there, I sort of know how to shoot the day as well. In a way that people might think, oh, you know, if you shoot at the same venue all the time, you're just going to film the same stuff. That's not the case. It's just I know where everything is, so I haven't got to really explore as much.
I think that's the perfect way to be in there, because if you have not shot it before, I think when you first go there, because of the way the venue is, it's so like, I won't say the way it's overwhelming, but it's unbelievable, the space.
Yeah.
You can kind of miss things out.
Definitely.
Whereas if you do it all the time, it's not samey, because what you've done, because you've shot it so many times, you're actively trying to seek out the new and interesting parts.
Yeah. Hey, I like that.
Take that one.
Yeah.
You can have that.
Thanks. But yeah, and obviously Caitlin and Jay were just both, they were like, mates.
There was. I say, especially like at the end of the wedding, when I do like me signature
Sign
backlit
off.
shot, little sign off. And we had the conversation with them, didn't we, about like how the day had been, how our connection had been leading up, like basically told our like whole story about how we met and everything, and then how our day's been. And she was, I don't know if she was saying it to like
No, she was
I don't know
definitely.
if she was saying it, but I mean she did have an eye makeup had smeared, but I don't know if that was the champagne that they just sprayed half a second before, smudging the makeup for her. But she did say that she was quite emotional that we were leaving.
No, she was.
Which was really, really lovely to hear, by the way.
Yeah, and I think for lots of couples, they do feel that sense of when the photographer and videographer are leaving at that point of the night. It feels like it's the last sort of thing then left on the day for them to sort of what
I
they've
agree.
planned. So whether that was part of it, I don't know. But she again, Caitlin and Jay, we love the pair of yous. If you ever want to go for a bevy and have a laugh, because you're around my neck of the woods in Highton, I'll be there. No, because you build that rapport up with your couples where you do want to see them again. You don't want it to be like a film your day and that's it.
I've become a little bit, I wouldn't say the word morbid because that's not actually the right word for it, but I've actively found myself saying that a lot of the time lately to couples who have kind of like give boxes back to or whatever. You know, I'm still finishing off. I've got one more wedding left to do to finish 2024 completely. By the way, I need to point out that doesn't mean that people got married in August and they're now only getting the stuff back. These weddings were literally like the 30th of December.
Yeah.
So they're literally at their like, they're not even at the maximum of the 12
Are you
weeks.
on to Louise and Michael's then?
Louise and Michael's
Yeah.
is the last one.
Yeah.
But like some of those like last weddings of that year, like Ashley and Chris.
Hey, Ashley and Craig.
Ashley and Craig. Well, Lucy and Michael. Like loads of these weddings, I really got like massively connected to them. And I felt like I've had to say the words, I hate the fact that this might be our last time we see each other. Only compelled by how much I've actually felt for them. Like strong connection to them, photography aside. But I feel like I'm saying it more and more, and I don't know if it's because of the way that I am kind of, wouldn't say put myself out there because I've always put myself out there, but like being more personal with my brides and grooms more than ever lately.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just felt that way because of the way they've been with me or what, but long may it continue, I must say, because, you know, what a life to live.
I love that. That's a nice way of. It's a nice way of running your business as well. I think for us, as you know, as we come to learn with the guests that we have on, we are people behind the businesses.
Oh, massive.
And I think the biggest selling point is for us to have a relationship with your couples, because they realistically, your couples are your customers. So they keep your business going. So yeah, I like that approach to the day, and I love that approach to couples. And I think me and Beth are very similar in that sense when it comes to with our couples. We want to, you know, keep in touch, and one of the things I love more than anything is seeing on social media where they go on to afterwards, whether they have kids or whether they just, you know, go on like a traveling adventure, anything that they get up to afterwards, or buying a house. I'm just like, I'm really I'm like
invested, aren't you?
Yeah, invested. That's the word. Yeah, a little exclusive for Ashley and Craig. If you are still listening to our podcast, you will have received your wedding film by now from us. Ooh. So that's a nice little exclusive for them. Yeah.
So,
go on.
I don't know if you actually even know this because I think you were sunning yourself down in studios.
What's this?
But I actually had another wedding of the week.
Oh! Go on.
So, I had a beautiful day at, where is it? Thornton Hall. Sorry, I had to remind myself here because I wasn't sure if there was
Jack and Kim's venue. I seen your little
Jack and Kim's
signature
venue.
shot.
So, talking about that venue, just before I go on to who it was and all that type of stuff, I forgot how nice it actually was because I don't shoot it all the time. Thornton Hall, shout out Thornton Hall, by the way. But I would love to shoot it more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if since we were there last time, they've like changed something, not necessarily to the outside, but the inside just felt more on trend. I was going to say that. The way that the decor is and the way that the rooms are set out and stuff like that. I actively thought, wow, I would love to come here like every week.
Yeah.
And I spoke to their coordinator on the day, Victoria, who was absolutely lovely, by the way, and gave us some of my leaflets and said, it's the only way that we can connect even further than this. And I think she was right up for it.
Get on you, Santa Network.
I know.
Can I, while you're all having a little think,
Go on.
Can I just go back to Caitlin and Jay's wedding?
Go on.
Because they sent me a lovely little message after they received their next day teaser film. And their response was, "Oh my God, Josh, I have just burst into tears watching that. It honestly all feels like a dream. Me and Jake cannot thank you enough. You and Rye both became mates to us yesterday," which is quite funny because we've just mentioned being mates with them. Nice one, Rye. "You are both just amazing and really made our special day even better. And I'm so excited to see what comes next." Which again is a boss thing. And also, on the top of Vikki and Jay's day, we worked alongside some amazing suppliers, our good friends, even previous guests on the podcast, Little Beth Illustrations, which is always lovely to see. And her big sister, is it? Big sister?
Is it a big sister?
Are they sisters?
The sisters, I don't know who's older or younger, which may be a compliment and a negative to one of them.
Have I just put my foot in it there?
You have just put your foot in it, yeah. I actually think...
Don't.
No, I'm not going to say that.
I'm going to say... Because when you think of Little Beth, you just think little sister. That's what that's the impression I was getting.
Good save that. I'll have that.
We've seen Simon the Magician blowing our heads off.
Yeah.
Who else? Our new friend, DJ friend. What's his name? Jake. I've got a good memory, mate.
You have got a good memory.
Jake, his name was. And as always, Ian the Toastmaster.
Shout out Ian the Toastmaster.
And yeah, what a day. The weather was just perfect.
It was.
So, anything to add on your couple?
The other one, I was just going to say to Victoria and Stephen, like, it's a funny one with them. Now,
Victoria
as well, by the way. I actually asked her this.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Victoria or would you prefer me to call you like something else? Vikki.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, Victoria.
Wow. That's why I said Victoria, because...
And I understood later why. And just to let you know, Stephen was Stephen, not Stephen. Now, this couple were like really, I wouldn't say prim and proper because they weren't. They were very down to earth, but they looked and felt very classy.
Yes. Elegant.
Elegant is the word I'm going to take and rob off you there.
Yeah.
But there's a specific shot of Victoria that I took that is actually on my Instagram, and she reminded me of a lady who literally owns Santander Bank and a boateen. And I was like,
this could be it.
You look like you own a small island. Like, and the funny part
Isn't
about
that
it
funny
is...
when people have that look as well? People,
And she had it personified, like, down to a T. And he just looked like... And I said it in my post, like, when your bride looks like she owns a small island and your groom looks like he could take one out with one hand. Because you just had that, like, yin and yang, but also perfect togetherness.
Yeah.
But their day was boss. I met a new DJ whose name I can't actually say because he was supplied by a wider company. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any other suppliers, mates out there. But I had Makey by Rachie was on. She was doing the wedding makeup. And let me just make sure that I say it right. Lucy Denny here. She was there. And Dom, the wedding pianist, who you also know.
I do.
They were all there.
Great team.
It just made for
Great
a boss
team
day.
on that one.
Great team on that one. And their day as well was a lovely week of wedding that week.
Yeah, we did. Really, really lucky with
Really, really lucky.
Really, really lucky with the weather on that one.
JD, you know what we're talking about.
Little breadcrumbs there for anyone. I was also going to go on to say about, like, if anyone doesn't know, later in the episode you'll figure it out. I went to the Harry Potter studios with my partner Beth.
You drove though, didn't you, this time?
We drove, yeah. Little road trip.
Like that.
I know. I love to drive though. 3-hour drive. Stop that.
It's actually not a bad drive.
No.
It's to London, is it?
It's Watford.
Oh, yeah,
outskirts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we stopped off a little Nando's.
Of course you did.
On the way down, which is a nice little...
On the way down?
Yeah.
Hell, what, 10 o'clock in the morning?
No, half 11. No, I think we got to Nando's for 12.
At least it was dinner time.
But on... you know me, I'm a snack guy.
An eater.
I'm an eater. One of the things that I thought about with the prep for the podcast today, I thought, how do I include Harry Potter in some way into the podcast, obviously?
Of course.
And I also thought, like, the set itself, the Great Hall, because you've never seen it, have you?
No.
You won't know what this looks like.
I've seen it enough to know what the Great Hall looks like.
Okay. Do you think that would make a wedding ceremony room?
Yeah, boss one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah and no.
Go on, why
And
not?
I'll say there's
The
always
lights.
like pros and cons to everything. So yes, because obviously it's fucking great to look at, visually stunning.
That's why it's called the Great
perfectly
Hall.
Symmetrical. All the things that you look for in a room. Mm-hmm. But there are factors, not necessarily for me, because I feel like I can get over these things, but like lighting would probably be an issue, maybe restriction of movement, levels, because I know there's like a bit of a raised area, am I right?
You've seen this film.
Yes, you know what, do your research. So yeah, I think that'd make a boss room. Is it a real room?
It is, yeah. The sets, like, they made it. So
Do they not already have weddings there?
Well, this is the thing that I'm coming on to, Beth. If Beth's listening, this is where we're getting married. I'm joking. I
would not be shocked if you did, by the way.
I was just curious to see if they actually did hire it out for weddings, because I know they hire it out for like afternoon teas, only on special occasions. Like they do a Christmas dinner there and everything. I know it's on Christmas Day.
It's something there.
Yeah.
Do you book your tickets to that or?
Beth. And then we also went to Disney on Ice.
Fucking hell, you spent some money that week. Woo, Disney on Ice is about £500.
Yeah, we went there talking about
Both kids?
No, just Jude. Joan is only 6 months old.
I know, but I don't know. We'd use
No, we wouldn't have took him there.
like to splash the cash, don't you?
No. But get on this then. They're talking about splashing the cash.
The cash.
The cash. Guess the price. 2 popcorns and a candy floss.
I don't even want to know.
Guess.
I'm going to say it's in the region of about knowing what it's like
Go on.
there.
2 popcorns. Wait there. That's on me. 2 popcorns, 1 candy floss. How much?
I'm going to say like 50 quid.
Oh.
Am I close?
45 quid.
That's a... And how big were the popcorns? I want them to be like the same size as me for that.
Like them petrol station Costa cups with like...
Was the popcorn shit?
Popcorn didn't taste nice. That's the annoying part. And candy floss is just sugar, as we all
Do you have
know.
them light ups going around?
So they're like £30 plus.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Do you know what? I actually...
It's sad, isn't it, in a way?
It is really sad because you know these big events, and I'm not like naming names, but Disney, you've fucked it basically because everyone wants to go to your shows.
Yeah.
And not everybody can.
Because of the
You know,
price.
we're very, very fortunate. Like, I've never been to one. Not for any particular reason. I've just never been to one. But, like, you know, if we wanted to, we could. And that's not like oh, look at me, I can splash the cash myself. That's just like, we could.
Yeah.
But it's just pathetically expensive to get in. And then there's the peer pressure of like all the other kids have all got light ups or all got candy floss or all got popcorn or whatever. So then you feel like you're obliged that you've got to buy it, even though you know it's not worth the money at all.
No, it's not.
And it's kind of annoying. It kind of like degrades the experience.
I think it does for the parents and anyone who's spending the money on it. But for the kids, they're not bothered, are they?
Well, the kids don't understand. But this is the problem as
Yeah,
well.
it is, yeah.
This is the last issue, and this goes right across the board for me with most things, is kids don't realise the cost. They've got no concept of money or expenditure or how much planning goes into like making these days happen for them. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to see someone skate around on the ice. Every now and again, I'll see a character who I like. It annoys me. It really winds me up. And the more we feel peer pressure to go to these events because we want to go to them, the more the kids don't understand it, the harder it's going to be for them to like kind of figure it out at a later time, and they don't appreciate it.
Obviously, from a business point of view, I could understand the ticket sales, let's say, being a certain price because they've got to pay for production, and it's a massive production. No, but it's not though, because the amount of skaters.
Wait, is this you justifying it to yourself?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm not doing it for the food and drink, because the food and drink is always going to be 100% profit. Now, this is a business podcast now turning into, but food and drink will always be 100% profit. It just depends on much percentage of profit you want to make on food and drink. Now, I think you want every single person. Take the pictures, the cinemas. They're exactly the same
as well.
Yeah. So it's like the ticket sale should be the highest price.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then for the food and drink, you should be competing with, I don't know. It's funny because when you go to the Odeon, there's always a B&M next door to it or a showcase.
Can I say something?
Go on.
And this is in line with this. I'm not like
Go on,
taking it off
yeah.
a different spin. I think some places, they're probably not, because this is not true. They probably still make a fucking fortune. But like, I reckon if you knew, yes, you had to pay a lot for the tickets to get in, but then you knew once you were in, you could fully enjoy yourself because the drinks and food is reasonable.
Yeah.
More people would probably stomach the ticket price.
Of course.
AKA, you'd have a higher ceiling, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm completely off the mark and they make a lot more, not a lot more, but like they make more off the food and drink because they know no one's got a choice when they're in there.
Well, yeah, there's definitely two. I always think that with wedding venues, with the bar tabs.
The bars are always the biggest sell.
Yeah, because for me, how much you charge for a glass of Coke in a bar?
Oh my God.
Sorry, not a bar. Sorry, because a bar you can walk to the next bar. When it comes to a wedding venue, how much do you think is justified as a bottle of Coke?
So I'm not funny about this because I'm not, because I'll just pay whatever the K because you haven't got a choice.
Yeah.
But I've paid extortionate amounts.
Go on, how much then?
For a simple can of Coke.
Go on.
£6.50 I paid for a can of Coke once in a venue. £6.50. And I wouldn't even mind if they like...
Jazzed it up.
You know, they jazzed it up. They literally give me the can and said, do you want a glass? I was like, do I want a glass? I want you to pour it for me and come put it down my neck. And that's what annoys me. If it was like special, you can't jazz Coke up any more than putting it in a cup.
Yeah.
But like, if there was more to it, I'd probably be like, all right, fair enough. But when they give you the actual can that you know they've got out of a multi-pack,
Not for resale.
which they've probably got from a wholesales,
Yeah.
if they haven't got it directly from the firm.
Yeah.
For a start, at an even cheaper price than the wholesale have.
Yeah.
And like giving it to you as like a premium product, you're taking the piss.
But then, how does the business go about that then? Because they're not bothered.
Well, you haven't got a choice.
No feedback don't mean from our point of view.
I don't think there's any feedback to give.
No.
Just do what you do because it's working.
But what's more frustrating from my behalf is the last time when me and Ryan went to the bar, I had to buy the drinks. And then when Ryan went to the bar, he got them for free.
What did the lad say? He said something, didn't he?
You're good looking or something like that it was. It's
Something
like,
about the handsome one or something like that. I thought he was talking about them.
no, he went, oh, I'll just give us the handsome one. And I went, he came to the bar twice. He just happened to have my bank card with him.
Yeah, that was a bit of a piss take, like. But I couldn't. It annoyed me because I'm like, I wouldn't say, well, I am a people pleaser as well, but that's not the right terminology for this experience. I don't like to not give back for something. So if you bought me on a drink on a night out,
Oh, you want to buy one back?
I wouldn't stop thinking about it all night until I bought you one back. That's
I
just
get
how I am.
Yeah.
And that really like gets to me. So when we went to obviously try and get our Mackies in the night time,
Yeah.
there was not a chance
Yeah.
that I was going to try and let you pay for that. But did you anyway, in the end?
Did I what?
Did you pay for that Mackies in the end?
I don't know. Can't remember.
I can't remember anyway.
I haven't checked the bank statements yet. The accountant hasn't got in touch
You'd be
yet.
getting a bill from me for that double cheese.
Yeah.
But no, it's a funny one, isn't it? And I mean, I don't expect free drinks, but if you get them, it's great. But don't do it like that. Don't be inconsistent like that.
That's my problem, is being like inconsistent. And I think...
Depends who you fall with, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but then I think the venue should have like a... what's the word?
Policy.
A policy where they basically say, listen...
Soft drinks.
The suppliers can have soft drinks for free, or sort of try and cap it.
Yeah, it's not refillable, like...
Yeah.
As many as you want, but
Yeah.
you know, you can have like a couple with your meal.
Yeah. You know what I mean? When they're on the break, because that's what normally happens. That's when we go and get a drink normally, is when we're all sitting down. You know what I mean? Perfect. Do you want to get our guest on?
I guess that was an easy transition, wasn't it? Oh, I love it, you know.
Hey.
Such a fake world, isn't it? But we have actually got two beautiful ladies here with us to talk about all things wedding show, and hopefully a little bit about your individual businesses as well, because you are suppliers as well as wedding show hosts. Yeah. So here we all are. What day is it?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. All day.
Wednesday, right? You won't get that reference on me, Becky, too. Anyway.
Sharon's age.
Hello.
Yeah. This is what he does all the time to me. He says little references and he's like, you won't get it. Just me and my wife.
Yeah, she makes me feel like an old lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like an old man?
Right now.
No, I don't.
Right, well. Not the same then.
No.
But yeah, how are you both doing?
Good.
We have to pretend that we haven't had these pleasantries already for the outward audience to kind of think.
To be honest, or just
think like, yeah, no. Oh my God, it's absolutely terrible day. No, well, you are gracing us with our time, and we know that time is precious, so we want to just kind of get an idea first. So obviously, you've come on this podcast as The Wedding Show, which we will talk about extensively, I'm sure. But in case people don't know who you are, because I think there's a kind of perception, and you have mentioned this already, that The Wedding Show is this big like ivory tower with like 400 people working and stuff like that. In reality, it's actually just you two.
Yeah. Okay.
But before we go into that, what I'd like to say is who you two are. So just a very small plethora of who you are.
I love the fact that both of you just looked at one another like to say,
who's going
take it
first?
away.
Come on, you go.
Yeah.
I'm Lindsay.
and I'm one half of the wedding show. And I also do freelance event management, so mainly with corporate and charity work.
Okay.
I'm also planning my wedding. I've also got 3 little boys at home. I also have a charity. That's everything about me.
Wow.
Right. So how do we undress all that?
Which one do we
Just wanted to
go
say
to
one
first?
word.
No. It's good to know about what you do and like the other facets, and we'll speak about all of those things. But just before we go into each, and you are?
I'm Vikki. I'm the other half, the wedding chef. And I've been self-employed for 15 years doing a venue dressing business, which is called Sapphire Bespoke Events. I've been married for 12 years this year.
Do you know what, can I just interrupt? That's a good selling point. You know, that the fact that you are in the wedding industry and you're like mentioning about obviously planning your wedding and then being married for 12 years.
Well, we met because of Vicky's wedding.
Yeah.
So did you plan Vicky's wedding?
I did wedding stationery then. Sorry, I've just interrupted our intro though.
It's
So
fine.
did I.
Sorry.
I interrupted, sorry.
No, it's
I
fine.
get carried away.
So we met because I had a very specific idea in mind for my save the dates. I love vintage keys, don't ask why. And I wanted to send out, I saw these Christmas decorations and it was a little white glittery key. And I wanted something for the invites to match. So Lindsay, I found her on My We're a Weddings Facebook page. I wanted these...
Shout out We're a Weddings.
Yeah. These keys making for my invitations, which and engraved on them was your presence is key.
I like that.
I did wedding stationery first.
So that's how we
got in touch with
met.
me.
Well, you actually mentioned this before, that in terms of podcasts, this is the only podcast you listen to, is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that actually true, or are you just saying it
I've
because
never
you're here?
listened to a podcast.
Never ever?
No.
Where
One
do you
and a
listen
half
to this one?
does. When you post on
No.
Instagram, then I go, oh, there's a new one, quick.
Does it go to Spotify? Does it go to
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, so
She
you watch it on
always sends me the
YouTube.
link.
Okay. Because we're also trying to find out, you see, because we don't really know. Obviously, we have analytics from both, but we don't know who listens where. So it's just
I'm a
general
YouTuber.
interest.
Well, I'm not.
All right, Casey, nice. That calms down.
I listen to you on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the first clip of the reel. I'm a YouTuber.
So, just to go back a little bit, because we won't go too much about it, because we already talked about the wedding show, but so those individual businesses that you both held and still do hold, does that sometimes get a bit like tricky? Because I know you mentioned it when I came, because we obviously had a little presence at the last, or the big wedding show that you just did just to go the month. How difficult does it get to juggle everything? I know that's a very open enveloped question, but I mean,
Life is one big juggle.
is it?
Yeah.
But I think that's what being a busy working mum is. We're like jiggling constantly. Jiggling. You know, you got to get the kids to school. You've got to go back, do them emails. I've got to run to my shop, get them flowers ready. You're constantly running around. But
So on that point, why did you set up the wedding show then if you were all that busy?
I feel like
Because
this
we're
is where So, I have been doing venue dressing, as I mentioned, for 15 years now. And I was dressing a wedding on the Wirral. And this venue were meant to be having a wedding show organised by a local company. And I think they'd been let down. This was the gist of it. And they said to me, oh, Vikki, you know everyone. You talk to everyone. I am a chatterbox. So they said, can you help us? Could you help us organise a show? And I thought, I know someone that can help me. Little Miss Spreadsheet.
Is that your nickname?
Among others.
Certain circles.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just spoke to Lindsay and I was like, you know, this venue have asked about doing a wedding show. What do you think? Should we have a go of and see, you know, how we get on? She said yes.
History.
And the rest is absolutely history. The first show we done it dead cheap, the tables, just to
Just
cover
to cover our costs, wasn't it?
marketing. And the show was absolutely amazing. The footfall, wow, all the suppliers that come loved it. A lot of suppliers afterwards actually messaged and were like, wow, we're so sorry for ignoring your message or for telling you no.
FOMO.
Yeah.
They had a lot of FOMO. There's one business in particular, I won't name them, they had huge FOMO. They were like, you know, all the other suppliers that went have told us how amazing it was. We're sorry. And we were like, oh, it's fine, don't worry. But yeah,
And then over time, I guess, like venues have seen what we do and reached out to us to see if we could do it for them, and yeah, we love it.
So is that what happened then? Because I know I kind of know the story, but just for the outward world, did you do a few like smaller ones, let's just say, before you did like the main at the exhibition centre?
We've done the smaller venue-based shows for 10 years now. Was I pregnant with Ted? I feel I was pregnant with Ted and he's going to be 9 this year, so about 10 years. Yeah, so we've done the one venue and then other venues kind of got in touch and said, oh, could you help us with something like that and get more footfall in? So that's kind of how it evolved.
Can I just interrupt? How did you like market the company, like the business to start off with? Because it's completely different marketing as from your own like wedding business to couples, but this one's not just marketing to couples, it's to suppliers as well.
Back when I was engaged and my small business had started, brides used to add me on Facebook, and then they'd start talking on my page like, oh, what colour are you having? Like, what colour theme? And they'd be like, Cadbury purple, bright pink, Everton blue. These are all the colours like years and years ago, which are all, the bolder colours are coming back into fashion again now. And I was a bit like, oh, it's getting a bit annoying and messy. I've got constant notifications. So I thought, I know, I'll make a Facebook page so I can put them all in there and then they can all chat amongst themselves. What can it be called? We're all weddings, we'll do. Put it in. I added one photographer in, and then I think there's like 7 members, and I was like, happy, they're in there, leaving my page alone. The group now, there's almost 12,000 members in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally grown. I know,
Are you not in it?
It's a really good group because it's not spammy. Like we have rules in place. So at first it was just me doing all the admin, accepting other people, going through, are you a spam account? What's going on here? And then further down the line, when there was a few thousand people in it, I was like, Dev, can you come on board and help me? So I added
Not sure she asked me.
Oh yeah, I think I just added that. I was like, you'll help.
You're now there and you're now an admin.
Yeah. So
Spreadsheet.
Yeah. So We're All Weddings is it's a big part of our business journey, isn't it? Like there's loads of suppliers in it, loads of brides, grooms. It's a really chatty group. It's not just like you go on loads of them. It's just so spammy, like everyone's just sharing their advert. But that's a little bit boring. So we wanted, real conversations on there, people to ask questions. And now it's great because Facebook allow anonymous questions of people who might be a bit anxious to ask questions out loud or say, is anyone else's bridesmaid doing this or annoying, whatever. So that's how
you started to market it.
Yeah. So We're All Weddings.
Impressive, that, isn't it?
Quite the cascade, isn't it? Huh? So obviously you've been doing this for a little while then. What made you, because I know you've talked a little bit to me in private about like what goes into, from a monetary point of view, into putting these big shows on. What, I know you've said
you
the
want
answer.
Me to get my spreadsheet?
No, you don't have to. And I'm sure it's around somewhere. But like, I know you have mentioned that to actually hire out that venue is a considerable amount of money without even knowing if it's going to be a success or not, which is obviously a massive risk.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
Why'd you take the risk? And that's an easy question.
Next natural step. Sorry.
Yeah.
We were smashing the smaller venue-based shows, and we love a challenge. We love stress. So
if you don't try something, you'll never know.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And that's a good I think what you're saying there, you like not outgrew the little shows, but you clearly knew that there was a bigger space for you.
Yeah. So we got in touch with the exhibition centre, not thinking they'd reply to us. And they did.
just to like give a bit of a timeline, before you guys were there was another show there who we cannot mention, so it doesn't matter if we do or not, but there was already a big wedding show happening there, wasn't he, that was going for a while, and you took over from them, did you?
They stopped. I think it was, they did one after COVID, after
lockdown.
Yeah,
we didn't take over.
Yeah, we didn't take over.
No, I'm just trying to make it else.
Yeah.
No, I mean like they stopped and then you started.
They stopped doing it.
Yeah, they completely stopped, and
I don't mean like you went, move out the way, guys.
Like,
we're here now. I think that vulnerability of not knowing is the misconception. So you're actually outright addressing it, because I think And I think Josh said, and you mentioned it to Josh before, that you sent us both messages to be at your bigger shows that we both kind of ignored.
Why did you ignore them?
Because we thought it was that.
Good question.
This is what I'm saying. I think and I know yous are trying to and we'll speak about this in a minute, yous are trying to evolve the misconceptions of what a wedding show actually is, what it looks like, how it's formed, how it's shaped, how it's run, whatever like that. Yous are actively trying to change that kind of narrative or stereotype, if you like. But I think to the outside, the end user, aka us, or any of the other new kids on the block that is trying to say, come to our show, it's not the same. There is that. It's just in the back of our mind, whether you wanted to be there or not.
We find it really hard to not start a conversation with that kind of generic. I mean, we all do it as wedding suppliers. It's not just the wedding show. To not start with that generic, hi, come to our show, and that's not us. But how else do you start that communication kind of thing? And I asked Josh before, didn't I? Why you didn't reply to us? But you did have a really good answer when we were on the phone, remember? And you said that
God, I forgot what it is now.
You said to us, no, because it stuck in my mind, and you said to us something that you thought, if one reply might then lead to this big sales pitch, and we are not.
We are rubbish at sales.
Yeah, we're you don't want to come, no problem. That's fine. You stay at home. We're just not. We're not a big sales team. We're not a big market. It's literally just the two of us. And
so do you know what? In a weird way though, I was quite flattered though as well that you asked us, because I think you actually
not
wanted us.
Enough to not come. But.
Well, I don't want you thinking as that. It was more just how nice is that? A massive show like yourselves would consider having us as a video team there.
I think what it is as well, and I think touching on what you've just said there, because the show is so big and it's obviously the biggest one in Liverpool, easy, probably a Merseyside to some degree. Well,
it is, isn't it?
No, it is. Yeah. But I mean, I think sometimes I would assume that people go to you to be there, they're asking you to have a spot.
Yeah.
Whereas you just flipping that on its head and you want the people to be there, so you're actively engaging with the specific people that you think complement your show. And I seen this when I was there, and I said this, I don't know if I said it to you, but I definitely said it to Josh and everybody else who I spoke to about it, is this seems to be I wouldn't say a hand-picked feeling, because that's probably not true. It feels like you have picked the people specifically to make the show feel better, rather than people just turning up who just want to throw the name out there and throw a big load of money at something because they feel like that benefits them. You've asked them to be there for that community feel and so that it's better run. And I think for the small time that I was there, across those 2 days, I certainly felt that, that there was that... the feeling of everyone was just there to kind of make the show what it was, not to be there and kind of push their own selves. Obviously, there's a business element of that. Yeah. Ultimately, is what they wanted, but they weren't there trying to be dickheads about it.
Yeah.
To truth be told, and I think the other misconception with the stereotype of what a wedding show is that it's full of these traditional businesses who operate in a certain way, whose minds just can't understand that there's a level of community within competition. That's what I thought. 100%. And I think that's where some of the... I put ourselves in this bracket as the newer era, if you like, of creators who are more sociable and more personable, can kind of be put off by that feeling sometimes. But then when I went there, that was gone.
We've worked really hard to make this community, haven't we, that you invest in. We want you to be friends with the person that you stood next to. We want you to go away and tag each other. We want you to go and have conversations. And it's not just about that show that you're at. It's everything else that comes with it. Making friends.
I've done a big show. And my first interpretation of the space was what Ryan just mentioned, which was very commercial, not very community based. I felt like I didn't network with anyone on the day, which is sad, really, because as I say, I felt like we invested a lot of money into it. At the time, we were quite new into the industry, so we still felt a little bit I wouldn't say intimidated, but overwhelmed by everything.
We think that's a really big part of the show is the networking and making friends.
Yeah, and come away with a few bookings from it, so it made it worth its while, but it didn't make me want to go back again.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of the reasons why when you did messages previously, it was just coming off the back of a previous experience, even though yours is completely different and I'm going off.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that from...
Yeah, from and even just, when you when a profile comes through on Instagram, it's hard to distinguish the difference in a sense.
Yeah.
It's only through obviously speaking to other suppliers and getting their feedback. So,
Oh, that's scary.
why?
I don't know.
It's. I think it's a compliment though, because just in the past few weeks, speaking to people who've been on this and they're like, their excitement to come and do one of your shows, especially Carla. Shout out Carla. We love you. But yeah, she raved on about doing the Thought and Manor, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she raved on about doing that. And for me, I think to be excited to go and do a show means that obviously something's going right.
She was brilliant. I listened to your podcast with her on, saying that she was a bit nervous about doing the Thornton Manor one, and she was really good, wasn't she?
It's question time.
Brilliant there, Ryan. As I say, we are missing Beth this week, unfortunately, but Ryan has stepped in once again with the great It's Question Time. So, we have got one from our good friend Violin Around. I always get people's business names wrong.
We love him.
He's great, isn't he? And he's come with a great question, to be fair. And I think we should all answer this. And the question is, if you could pick any celebrity to be a wedding supplier for a day, who would it be and why? Who's going first? Celebrity. Great question, by the way. Keep them coming.
I mean, I would love Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
To marry me. Like, not like that. Would you like to be like a registrar or something?
Officiate?
Yeah.
Do you know what I seen the other day? Millie Bobby Brown went on the Jimmy Fallon show and she had the actor who played Papa in Stranger Things. Anyone Stranger Things fans?
I watched it, yeah.
He officiated their wedding.
Yeah, I seen that actually.
Yeah.
I seen that.
So
yeah.
that's
She was
like,
married.
yeah. She got married before me and Beth. That's the big viral clip, wasn't it?
Viral clip.
So you've said Britney
Yeah,
Spears.
Britney Spears is my favourite person.
She's
in the
officially
She'd
whole
like to be
world.
ordained by Britney Spears. Is that the correct
Yeah, and
terminology?
I would love her to sing "Give Me More" for my first dance.
Can you give
But
us a
not
red-
have my husband with me, just literally me on the dance floor of Britney singing to me.
Just you two.
Yeah.
Can you give us
Eyes
a
locked.
rendition of that song? 'Cause I don't know how it goes.
I mean, I can, but
I've got a
you know,
video of-
listeners
of
I
will.
shan't.
Can I get the video out for you?
We can just add the clip in
Okay,
now.
I'll send it to you.
I mean, mine sounds like stupid,
Go on.
but it's not necessarily about like I think the day would be great. It's more just like a childhood sweetheart. If you want to put it that way.
Oh, Becky, watch out,
It
girl.
doesn't sound. No, it's not that at all.
Oh,
It's
go on.
quite the polar opposite, actually.
Go on.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And he would do what? Be the best man?
I don't give a shit what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't care what's happening. He really speaks to a lot of like my nostalgia of my childhood, certain films, certain moments, certain times.
Yeah.
And I just want to be around him before he snuffs it, because he's getting on, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So I'd love to take some pictures of him, not like Pepper Lackey style, where I go, do your bicep, none of that. I feel like I had to throw the accent on. But I just want to be around him.
You've been practicing that accent. That was a really good one.
Can I just say, there's a little fun fact, it's not that fun, but once upon a time when I said about watching, I think it was Commando or Predator on the telly one time, when Twitter was Twitter, not X, years ago, I put on Twitter that I was watching it and that it has always been a favourite film of mine, and off the back of it, Arnold Schwarzenegger followed my Twitter account. At the time, I had about 50 people following
Oh my
it.
gosh.
He only followed it for like a day, so he must have had like his people go, what the fuck are you doing
Yeah,
following
I'll
that?
follow.
And it was gone straight away, but I took a screenshot of it, which I've still got somewhere, where it shows he follows you. So I was able to DM him. Obviously, I sent him a DM telling him like how much I loved him.
Yeah.
Probably like, you love Britney. And like immediately that's where the bond ended.
And that's why he unfollowed you.
And that's where the restraining order came from.
Oh, I love that story.
Yeah.
I know,
There you
that's
go.
a good
That's
story.
a really good story.
Let's make something out of nothing.
Yeah, brilliant.
What about you?
What about you? Yeah.
I would probably, and there he is up there.
we go.
Who?
Oh, every
Harry
single
Potter.
week. Every single week this lad gets in this show. And I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about him.
I would say, his name's not Harry Potter, it's Daniel Radcliffe. I'd go for him.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Why?
Sure.
Why? Because he's...
For the same reasons I've just displayed, I think.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something. I've never watched a Harry Potter film.
Praise Jesus.
I've never
I've never watched one all the way through.
Are you a
She
Harry Potter
loves
fan?
Harry
There we
Potter.
go.
It must...
Just can't get the staff.
No, I think...
I mean, every 1 in 3 people have probably watched it.
Well, I went to studios on Monday. Yeah.
Again.
For the 4th time.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You know, some people go to Walton
I was gonna
Towers or
tell you
Gulliver's
something.
World. This
Yeah.
30-year-old man goes...
I love it. It was really good.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Do you know I give you shit for it, but it's only because I love how passionate you are about
Yeah.
it. And it's really one of the only ways I can like get you back for when you give me shit. So
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't really watch TV. I don't watch Love Island. I don't watch anything.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can't compare it to Love Island, but
I like watching.
I'm glad you got that.
it's exactly the same if you'd ask me.
Yeah, like, I like watching like
Two
little
lads
things.
fighting over a bird. It's
I
the
like
exact
watching little
same.
things on TikTok, where you can just like literally get the end of the film.
Yeah, but let's just search into your TikTok, Harry
Like
Potter.
my husband, like he's always like, Vikki, Joe, should we sit down and watch this 9 series, 27 episodes? And I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I ain't got time for that. Yeah, so
No.
mine would be Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh,
I've given you
okay.
time to think about yours.
I don't think I'd. Do you mean at the
Celebrity,
wedding?
just anywhere.
Please say Britney.
But at a wedding, I wouldn't want a celebrity because
They're just going to take the limelight.
it may as well just be their concert, right?
Right.
I forgot what we were even.
He's so
Yeah,
nice.
I love when we go off on a bit of a tangent though. It's
Yeah,
great.
Adam performed at my sister's wedding.
There you go.
He was absolutely brilliant.
You've had to go with the violin before, haven't you?
I've had to go with his actual violin.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't play it to save my life, but I picked it up and went. That's my violin
Yeah,
impression.
he
by
was
the way.
amazing.
I do the stuff backstage before the catwalk, and I always try and play their instruments, and they don't.
Of course, I
They
just
say
can't
that
understand
I'm
why
not
you
sure
wouldn't.
To do it.
They say that, don't they, to cover themselves? Like, you're not insured to play
I'm
it.
like, all right, I just wanted to hit the stick.
I'm scared of the next question though.
Next question, guys, is from so_Coco_Rouge.
That's my hair and makeup
So Coco
people.
Rouge.
They're a
Big deal,
makeup
them, you know.
team. Are they your
Sean.
bridal team, yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely. Sean, shout out Sean. She sent in a few questions, which is lovely. And she's put, do they have any plans to expand to other cities? Yes, you're nodding.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean, thanks for the...
Letting the cat out the bag.
Go on. Can you say anything? Can you give us an exclusive?
There's questions, there's site visit plans,
Okay.
there's things that may be happening, but we can't share yet.
You know, we've just been speaking of NDAs, guys. Come on. We're not going to drop
All
ourselves.
sorts of secrecy in here.
Sound. Okay, we'll move on to the next question from our lovely Sean. How long does planning each show take?
As soon as one finishes,
We
we're
just
on to
roll
the
straight
next
into the
one.
next. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There's not. We've literally just had this conversation, haven't we, with Colin? There's not a day that goes by that we don't talk about the wedding show.
Yeah.
Not one single day. Like, we're in contact. We speak to each other more than our other halves.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
constant.
Like she's pinned to the top of my WhatsApp messages.
Do you want to tell them how many unopened WhatsApps you have?
Probably about 670 it was yesterday.
We're not the same person.
Yeah,
That gives me anxiety.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Swiftly moving on.
Is that you as well? How do you cope with
I
it?
wouldn't say he
no.
doesn't reply, but sometimes you wait more than a day.
Yeah. I think I have like a bit of I wouldn't say an anxiety for replying to messages. Do you get this?
Yeah.
It's like a bit of I see the message, I need to respond, but I need to be in the right frame of mind.
Headspace.
Yeah.
But then it just goes.
I know. And then
Yeah.
that's when the anxiety builds because I go, oh my God, I haven't told
I think
them.
I'm very like you. I'm an active like right now type
If
of.
there's like a number on my WhatsApp, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, no, that's.
I really wish I was like you though. That's the
But
problem.
people
Yeah.
use me as the PA for her. So like
Yeah.
people will message me and be like, right, so in the last big show, Vikki got pneumonia and she was in hospital during setup, and then she came out to
Perfect
do the
timing.
show, and yeah, the show must go on. That shows the dedication though, right? So anyway, she was in and out of hospital over
I
that
don't know
week.
what you're going to say, so I'm really intrigued.
I've lost my train of thought now. What was
The
talking
show must go
You're right,
on.
Oh yeah, so all the suppliers knew that she was really poorly because normally she'd be out on the floor all the time, and she was out on the floor, but like, you know, she was going in for breaks and stuff, and everyone knew that she was really poorly. And like we said, we build a community so people actually genuinely care. And one of she won't mind me saying, Steph from St George's Hall messaged her about 4 times afterwards to check she wasn't in hospital. Like, she was very poorly.
Yeah.
She didn't reply, you know, got in that 600 messages. And then so now she starts messaging me. Steph didn't
PA.
know. Yeah, Steph didn't know that we'd been invited to Wong's Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Where Vicky's just on the shots of, what was it?
Limoncello, is that how you say it? Limoncello?
So I
Is
just,
that the remedy to fix pneumonia?
all ailments.
so I just sent to the video of Vikki just down, and she was fuming, wasn't she?
She thought I was on a ventilator.
She actually thought she was like dead.
No, really, she was like, I thought she was ventilated in hospital, like about
They
to
have
die.
to go through me to find out where she is.
I think I want one of these PAs. They sound
No,
great.
you don't.
You've got one. You.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, exactly.
know.
See.
I'd recommend a PA.
Yeah, thanks. Right, you signed up, mate.
I
Oh
honestly
no, you
was.
don't get a choice. Like it's not
No,
like
no, that's what
The
happens.
job's yours.
Got there. Told you, Mum.
I've forgotten what the question was. Sorry. How
question-
long does it take? Well, the venue shows that we run now, we know like the logistics of and stuff, but obviously then we have to contact the suppliers to book them in if they didn't know it was on. We have to plan all the marketing. We work with the guide Liverpool, so we plan with them the filming of it, and yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and then you sort out all the social media.
I do.
That's
It's
pretty
just
tough.
us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There's no like.
And I think from like a supplier's point of view, looking at it, because I always said to you beforehand, whenever I see in your page like the wedding show, you just assume it's like a team of like 15 people. So good on you, Steve, for taking on like that amount of
As
pressure.
well as your lives and other businesses.
And we have busy lives.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Lovely. How do they manage to achieve a work/life balance? Oh, what a lovely question. How do we
I
answer
think
this?
it is hard. And that's probably why I've got so many unread WhatsApp messages.
Yeah.
It is a struggle because we work from our phones. You know, I go on holiday and I'm literally working on a sun lounger, Joe constantly messaging people. It is very hard, and I always have to like apologise to my friends, say I'm so sorry, I'm not always there to, you know, answer messages straight away, but please know I'm thinking of you. If my friend's ringing me, I'm like, right, I've got a dead body, I need to move, I would be there, I would help them, but I can't always be there for like chit chat. But
Yeah.
if you need me, I will be there.
She's a good friend, by the way, because...
Yeah, I've got a van to chuck the body into. Really. So, but no. So
Can we
that's,
just say for legal reasons, no bodies have been moved in the making of this podcast?
Yes. But no, it is hard to have a work-life balance.
I can definitely relate to
So
what
if
you're
you've
saying,
got
by the
any
way.
tips, please.
No, I can relate to that. I think I say to some of my mates, listen, don't bother messaging me, just ring me to have a cab.
Yeah,
'Cause
or voice notes.
We deal
Yeah.
in voice
Yeah.
notes,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
haven't got time to.
How do you cope then with a work-life balance?
I honestly don't have a work-life balance
No.
at the moment. No, I don't. I think we'll get there.
Do you think because you're planning a wedding as well, that's not helping?
I think that's why I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I think it's having like small kids.
Yeah, our
And you're
kids are
trying
really
to run a
young.
house. Everyone has these problems. It's not just us.
Yeah.
But I think these days, you know, we have to look. We need to be busy on social media. You need to be doing everything and be
Everything is a
amazing.
full-time job though,
Yeah.
with having a
Yeah.
business, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's so many
Like
roles.
companies, I'm not talking in the wedding industry, but companies in general have an admin person. They have
Yeah.
a receptionist. They have a social media person. Like with all of us suppliers, or the majority of us suppliers, it's just us,
Yeah.
isn't it? And it is so hard. Like you want to be the top of your game, but then you also want to see your kids. And like you said about working on our phones, like my 5-year-old's like, oh,
Yeah.
can you get off your phone for a bit, Mum? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like it makes you feel so
Yeah, it does,
guilty.
doesn't it?
And you're
Yeah.
trying to explain, like, I'm not just sat scroll it, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
work. It's, you know, this is what I do. But it is tough. It's
Yeah,
hard.
my kid said to me, for Lent, can you give up your phone? But then Stanley went, for Lent, I'm giving up school. You're going to school.
Good length, that's Stanley. I like that. No, I think we can all relate. I think you can relate, can't you? Is that right?
We've all gone through it and are always going through it, aren't we? We always
Yeah.
have the best intentions, like you said, of being our best selves.
Yeah.
But then you can't be your best self in every single direction. It's just
No.
almost impossible, or it is impossible. So,
I think
yeah.
it's frustrating as well because we're doing it for our families and we're doing it for our kids and we want them to have the best of everything, don't we? Like that's why we're working, or we just wouldn't work, would we? But then when it doesn't, like,
The balance doesn't figure
Yeah.
itself out. It's
but I
frustrating.
think it
isn't
will, and like I think
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. I've just started to. I say this every single year. Me and Beth go, the balance. We're starting to get it, and then like peak of wedding season, we're like, shit.
Yeah.
It must be
Like,
hard you both being in the same, like, well, not even just
Yeah.
the same industry, the same business, like that must
Yeah.
be really tough.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting there. We are getting there.
Must have good family around to help with childcare.
Thankfully, yeah, we do. We are really lucky. So shout out to all the grandparents who bail us out.
And nieces and nephews and cousins.
aunties and uncles,
Yeah.
yeah, they all step up, to be fair. The next person who has sent in a question, well, this one isn't just a question. It's a little like, and it's from who we've already mentioned, Makeup by Carla Knight. And she's put, you girls are amazing. And the question is, which is quite funny really, because you've already mentioned it, Vikki.
Was it about my lipstick? I thought, manner.
No.
She's trying to help me find it.
She's put, get Vikki to tell you how much she loves Britney Spears.
I need to get the video out.
I'm obsessed with Britney Spears. I've been to Las Vegas to see her.
Have you?
Yeah, I love her.
So how do you... I know this is a different podcast completely, this now, but how do you find about her when she does them strange videos?
I feel sorry for her. I
you?
want to give her a hug.
Yeah. But
I
who's...
think she needs a good friend in her life like me.
Why hasn't she got that?
So Brittany, if you're listening,
I think people have just used it
Took
for money. I
advantage
think
of
her
it.
family have been awful to her.
she's had a bad time, hasn't
This
she?
is getting very deep now, but honestly, like, I love her.
I think we should reach out to her.
Tell me when
Reach
you're
out
ready
to
for the
Britney.
video.
We're ready for it.
Can you see it?
Do you know all the dance moves?
This is Thornton Manor. Listen how loud it is. The building was like shaking.
I'm a big fan of
Isn't
that.
it? See, you're bopping.
Big fan of that, Vikki. I'm loving it. Yes. Ryan looks...
Do you know what? We do have loads of fun.
I like Britney Spears.
The wedding shows are so stressful.
Yeah.
Like the lead up to it. Oh my gosh, that week we're not off the phone to each other. We're like crying. We're so anxious. Like we're stressing about things. Like things are going. We have to problem solve constantly. But when we're at the event, when everything's set up, there's nothing we can do. Like, we've done everything that we can do, and we do really enjoy them, don't we?
Yeah.
Maybe you might have the same approach when it comes to your wedding day then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who knows?
you go.
there
There's a
you
little
go.
one for
I
you.
say this to all our couples, the build-up is quite stressful.
Yeah.
When the day comes, there's not much you can do other than just go for it and enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it, yeah.
That's my little bit of advice for
I can't
everyone.
wait for it.
I'm selling tickets.
Lindsay,
No,
I'm
joking.
Lindsay, I'm so sorry because I keep coming at you with like the wedding thing. It's just because you are planning a wedding, so I do apologise. So thanks, Carla, for giving Britney Spears a little mention there.
I love that.
And that's why we love Carla. So this is someone that we all know very well, and it's glow.up.events. Whose brother's this? Vicky's?
Mine. Hello, Ben.
So did they do this one?
Yeah, I don't know if we have by now, haven't we? We've actively not shown this sign off really, but we actually did.
Our post.
Did
We
you know
did no, but we did get it, like
lovely.
made by your brother.
It
Ben.
was really nice.
What's he up to?
We all just
We all just had a moment. Let's all just have a moment for the side.
Do you know what's quite funny?
Really good.
All the audio listeners are going, what the fuck's just going on?
You can't see that sign in the video. You see?
Well, it's a lovely sign.
It is. It's really nice.
Well
what's
done,
he
Ben.
asking or what's he saying?
He has, do you
From
know what?
Dubai.
From Dubai. Goes on in, by the way. And how friendly was he when he come and dropped it off?
Oh
I
my
thought,
God, yeah.
I loved that. We were like made up. Honestly, we was, Vikki, when he come in, we were like, we wanted to stay. He was dead sound, really.
God.
Have you asked him to be on the podcast?
We did.
Yeah.
He went to Dubai, didn't he?
Yeah.
And chose a new life.
Selfish.
How selfish. And he sent in a few questions, which is good. And he's basically said, the wedding show has grown massively. What advice would you give to your younger selves?
Boss question.
That is a good question. Very deep, Ben. What
Ben, I hope you
advice?
haven't went on ChatGPT for these questions.
And on to you.
He doesn't know how to use it. It's fine. What advice would I give to my younger self?
How about you, Ryan? What would you say to your younger self when it comes to being a
Be
photographer?
patient.
Be patient.
Just dead blanket statement, just be patient, because nothing happens overnight. And sometimes when you think you're doing things that don't make any actual sense at that time, you later discover that it made all the sense. So sometimes you just got to allow yourself to go through the motions of being stressed and being on your own and feeling delicate and feeling anxious, because you know it's always leading to a greater good.
Yeah. I think just trust your gut instinct.
Lovely.
If you think a couple, you're not going to work well with them, or you're going to gel or bond, whatever, we have a choice as
Yeah, of
suppliers.
course, yeah.
We have to, I love my job. I love making all the flowers up, and I love doing the balloons, and I want to work for people who are going to appreciate and love what I do. No one wants your venue to look as nice as what I do. I take such pride in my work. I think, if you're getting a bad vibe or feeling of someone, or something's a bit off, or if they're late with paying a deposit or something, just protect yourself and step back. I think that as suppliers, we think we have to say yes.
Yeah, definitely,
Everything,
yeah.
and we don't.
Especially when you're young into the industry and
Yeah.
you just want the booking, don't you? Sometimes
Yeah.
at that stage, you think, I just want work. I just want the work.
Yeah.
And then you come to learn, as you say, sometimes you're not always meant for each other, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But trust your gut instinct.
Like
That's
that.
what I'd say.
I go on.
Do you know?
Every day is a chance to learn. Like we grow, like we've been doing it for 10 years now, and there isn't a show or week that goes by that we don't learn something new and we're like sponges. We always say this to people. We send out feedback forms after every show. We want to know how to get better for our brides and grooms and for suppliers. Like we just want to keep learning, keep evolving, and
yeah, like we want like the people that invest their time, money, effort into coming to either the exhibition centre shows or the venue-based shows. We want them to succeed. We want them to get 3 bookings, 5 bookings, 10 bookings. Like that's what we do this for.
yeah.
We love the feedback. We're desperate for it more. The more feedback you can give us, even if it's negative, we can use that because we need to steer. Like you need to steer.
It's not negative, is it?
It's not negative. Constructive.
There is negative.
Yeah, constructive is a good word.
Is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Which company / brand in the world would you love to be a part of the wedding show? From our Ben.
From our Ben. I mean, for me, I am a massive fan of Charlotte Tilbury makeup. So when we got them involved with our shows, it was a real pinch me moment. Like
That's unbelievable, that, isn't it?
I get emotional thinking about it. Is this the 3rd cry? I can't believe that Charlotte Tilbury put their trust in us.
Do you know what I always think with stuff like that? Is Charlotte a real person?
She is.
I always get Charlotte Tilbury's coming the show.
Kim Kardashian's. Yeah, she's done Kim Kardashian's makeup.
Can I just say, right? I thought that obviously we haven't got a clue.
You've seen it. She's got red hair, darling.
No, but I
so
don't.
Glamorous.
But I actually have never seen her. What she looks like in real life.
She's very glamorous.
But because I obviously came to the show and I met the girls and the lads who was at the actual stand, and like I was just like, so is Charlotte Tilbury like an actual person?
I could have told you that one of them was Charlotte Tilbury.
You could have. I would have believed you.
Next question. What's the next for the wedding show? What's the ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal is to have a work-life balance.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. To just keep what we're doing, helping like local suppliers, finding couples that suit and fit their style. We want to help the couples find amazing suppliers. We just want everyone to do well and for everyone to either make money from the shows or to find what they need for their weddings or events. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ditto.
I was actually going to touch on briefly about the show itself. I know we're tight for time now a little bit. But in terms of the show, as a supplier, myself, how do I go about being on one of your shows?
You just drop us a message.
Drop you a message.
Don't be scared. Please. Honestly, at the end of that phone is Vikki or I. You're not going to speak to anyone else. It's just us. Please message us with any questions. We're not a big sales team. We're not going to pounce on you. Just message us. Let's chat.
And it's that straightforward.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah. I just think it's a nice... The reason why I asked is because there will be a lot of suppliers listening to this episode who be thinking, do you know what, I want to go with that show. Like, from what you have said, it's not an overwhelming process. Yeah. It's a very much community.
Well, when we were speaking to Colin from the exhibition centre before, he actually said your USP is that you girls, it's your business. We're not this huge corporation.
We're an independent wedding show company. That's the words he said.
Yes.
What he meant is we are our USP.
That's why we like to show our faces. It is us.
It's a bit of a joke from our good friend Ben, Vicky's brother, and he said, "Is Ben the hardest worker?" I've got to say, I'll add. I think you are, Ben. To be honest with you.
No, no.
The hardest worker in the wedding show.
I think he's just on a bar,
like
in the room.
Sibling rivalry. I think he's on about there.
No.
Ben.
Big sister does a lot of stuff for him, so no, he's a massive pain in my bum.
Ah. And he will listen. He actually does. He leaves comments.
Yeah, he
active listener.
I know.
Yeah,
I see his comments on YouTube.
Yeah. What a guy.
I didn't tell him we were going on this, so he'll be all starstruck. Saying,
my sister, he'll be playing on the big screen in between Dubai Towers. He'll be like, there's just what's that? Mate. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Lovely. Are we gonna wrap off? Yes.
So, first of all, thank you so much for giving us your time. We know you've been on meetings all day and then you've had to kind of land with us before you go and pick the kids up, which probably not an easy transition. But we do value your time massively. We really, really do. And I think over the time that we've got to speak to you off air on the build up to today and going forward, we can only see good things, not just coming from our connection, which hopefully extrapolates into something bigger.
Extrapolates?
Like that one. But also your trajectory that where you're both going, both with your families, your businesses, and obviously the wedding show itself. I think you've absolutely switched right on to exactly how you should do it. It's just trying to gain that wealth, and I think things like this will help you do that. This new brighter audience will just follow along like little merry men. We're all behind you.
We'd
So
love to meet
don't doubt yourselves.
Yeah, we'd love to meet new suppliers. So say hello to us.
I think, and I'm going to put it out there, I think, not saying because you've done the podcast and people listen to it, but I'm confident that you will get, a lot of suppliers.
Even if they just want to chat and don't decide to come to our shows, like we love a little chit chat.
I just think it's a no-brainer though, because from a client's point of view, like, or me being a client, is like a supplier even, all their couples are walking through the doors, and it's the only real way that you're going to meet them on that day.
Someone said to us, actually, you're not going to get a weekend whether you have a shop or you sit behind your computer screen, where thousands of people are going to walk in front of you.
Yeah, you're not getting
Actively
that,
and want to engage and speak to you
Yeah.
and find out who you are.
They're there because they're interested in
Yeah.
services, like
Finding
in
their
your
people.
work. So yeah, we love our shows.
And
Beautiful.
just before you go, obviously you'll know because you listen and watch. No way, nobody goes away empty-handed from this. Nobody. And you two are no exception. So we've got something for you. You've probably seen them. They've been staring at you the whole time, and you didn't even realise.
Got your names on them.
Oh, love! I need
Two
a
little
book.
puppies just for you.
So excited!
Thank you so much.
Oh,
You
they're
might want to
amazing.
give them a little swill. Because
Fabulous to put me Blue Wicked in later.
you can put whatever you want in there, love.
Are you a Blue Wicked drinker?
I am.
If only we knew.
I just painted this bad picture, just instantaneously. Your Blue Wickets in your Al Chat cup, Britney Spears is on in your headset. Your
That
kids
is
are all
my
over there. You go, get to fuck, I'm listening to Britney.
That is my dream. But no, thank you so much. Well, we've also got something for you.
Oh, don't do this to us.
Sorry,
Here
I'll
we
move
go,
this.
here we go.
Ryan puts pressure on people for the
I don't.
free gifts.
I hope you feel pressure, but I don't intend to just put it on.
Thank you so much.
We
by
did
the
feel a
way.
lot of pressure, I'm not going to lie.
Well, whatever it is, I am already grateful.
Come all the way from Shenzhen.
Amazon.
It's one of these little things. Wedding show exhibitor, once upon a time, yeah. That's all these little bits.
It's just something small.
Hey.
Hey, I want that for my house,
Hey, it's
I
not
want
going
that.
anywhere. But
My
in here.
8-year-old was furious that that's now leaving
I
my
don't know if
house.
you
Kept
can-
smacking it in my face.
The Isle Chat X, the wedding show, the Isle Chat podcast. Camera, roll, scene, take.
You need to.
I know.
Go on.
I was
Have a go, go
saving
on.
it. I was saving it.
It's a good
That's a
feeling.
proper. Like that looks like a proper.
This might actually become. In fact, no. I'm gonna. Yeah.
That'd be the start
It's
of every
exciting,
episode.
That'll be
that.
the start of every episode. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
And it's the start of our
We've got-
relationship.
Yeah. We've got pens here for you to so you can change the writing on it if you want.
That's
Lindsay.
iconic. Do you know what the funniest part
I
about
know,
it is?
everyone missed that, Josh. Should we just go back?
I think
I love
Josh
that.
is probably like me on this one. Is while we would love to pen that in loads and loads of different times,
I don't think I want to touch it.
I don't want to touch
Yeah.
that. That now becomes a memory to us
I wish I'd
because
have wrote it neat enough.
this is the date that everything about it. Take one, scene one. This
You
is
have me
the
crying
first.
again
Don't.
all the time.
I'll just be sitting here doing this all day now.
Fun. That's all I've heard in my house past 2 days.
Go on, put your hands in there. I love that.
I want it.
But
You can't take it. This is for us.
No, thank you.
no, thank
both.
you for having us.
We're
Honestly.
excited to continue working with you guys.
And that's the thing for us as well. We are really excited for where our like relationships can grow into, and
We've got some big ideas,
Yeah.
so we can't wait for the future.
Just little breadcrumbs. We have been dripping them out.
yes,
We have been dripping them out. You may or may not have seen them within the podcast, but we have. Because people don't know, the wider world don't know what goes on behind our little closed doors. And all we'll say to that is tough shit. Because we might be planning something quite decent, which you might want to keep your eyes on, including these ladies to our left.
That's lovely. I can't say
You love
nothing else.
I've got no idea what it's talking about.
The fucking show in
Oh, right,
September.
okay. Freaking hell. I thought
Do you want to say
Do you
that?
want to
or-
tell the date or no?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just answered that.
Who's
Yeah,
saying?
Do you want
Say
to bottle the lens camera angle it, or just want to tell
absolutely
us?
not. You do it.
Okay. So, yous have actually got quite a
I
significant
feel sorry
date.
for the audio listeners who are like,
Like down it.
Wow.
Yeah, SMR on that.
Oh my God.
You've obviously got your venue shows that are coming up, so
Yeah.
people should really go and actively check those out because they are all a mini version of the larger show. Let's just call
Yeah.
it that.
And
But you've-
wonderful venues.
and wonderful venues. Shout
Yeah.
out to all of those venues who are giving up their time. But there's specific dates in a month later this year. Do you want to tell us as an exclusive what that date will be and what people should put in their calendars?
Go for it.
Can you do it? Because I've forgotten.
So
I'll tell you.
September. So September 20th and 21st is our next big show at the exhibition centre. And we are so excited. We cannot wait. We've not announced it officially on social media. So yeah, you got an exclusive.
oh my God.
Oh my God!
And that's
Don't make that noise for a second. And for
Okay.
another exclusive, we're going to be releasing our tickets free of charge for a very small amount of time. So please keep watching our socials to get your tickets if you're getting married.
That is an exclusive.
wow.
That is big news, that.
Can we have like a promo code like the Isles
No,
Chat?
you actually can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it.
Sounds. Here we go then. Isles Chat. Get it in the promo code.
And scene.